everybody.
Hey!
Hello and welcome to our August Palenke Voices open mic. It's our first one of the school year season. So glad to have everybody here who's here. Thank you for joining us. So my name's River Novai, pronouns I use they, them, and I am your host here. I'm a dedicated advocate for Palenke Arts here. What we do is we're a multicultural arts center here in the heart of Seaside, and we bring free and low-cost classes to the community. We do everything from Latin jazz to hip-hop dance to West African drumming to this open mic and many more things. We're piloting lots of new things. We have a couple satellite programs at Seaside High this year for the first time, going to start like next week, pretty much, week after. And we are bringing lots of events as well, lots of concerts and performances, and we are so open to your ideas. What we want to also know is, what do you want? Because if we're here and we're doing all this stuff that nobody really wants to be here for, there's not a lot of point in us beating ourselves with sticks trying to make it work. What we want to do is bring what's going to work for the community here. And so give us your comments, give us your feedback. If you're not on our social media, it's palenkearts.org or .com, at Palenke Arts, Palenke Arts on Facebook. We're everywhere. Palenke. And I know we have some more folks who are on their ways, and so we're just going to get started with those of us who are here. And I guess I'll warm us up with a little tune. I know later on we've got the fabulous Barbara Evans coming in to do some flamenco. I know we've got the marvelous Heather Flesher, local poet. We've got Rashana Blake, our New York transplant Monterey Cali girl poet, Pure Light Productions. She's got her shirt on and everything. We've got Mordecai, fantastic sound artist and musician. And we're going to have Juan Alex Sanchez, I'm sure, at some point. And who knows who else? But yeah, so that's who's here. Here's where we're at. Oh, and we've got a new guest, Aaliyah. Aaliyah's going to do a little something for us. But I'll start us off. I've been writing some new music, have some new material coming out.
Aww.
And we'll hopefully be releasing some kind of EP, just kind of an acoustic EP that I was able to record with my dear friend Vincent Randazzo. But I also have a show coming up, so if you're able to swing by this coming Friday, Old Capitol Books, I'll be playing a show with two other artists, and it's one of the first of a couple shows that I'm a part of where all of the acts will be led by women and gender non-conforming folks, because our music scene does tend to be a little bit dominated sometimes by the men folk, and so this is one of our first Femmes and Folks shows where we are bringing front and center those people whose voices are sometimes a little not quieter, but less heard. So I'll give you a little sample of some stuff I'll be playing on Friday. This song is called Mockingbird, and I wrote it this summer while I was camping in Big Sur. But I kind of have been writing it for a long time. It's one of those, Hopefully I'm enough in tune. This thing, unfortunately, doesn't like to be in tune.
You've lost your way in the wood. The you who's not lost knows it's time to get tough. You're not lost, you've just misunderstood. How many blankets and how many shoes do you Will you take what you need and abandon the rest then? 6 dozen roses and 5 dozen swords delivered and left at your door. So pick up your kisses and put down your words. We don't have to fight anymore. Please don't turn around when I'm saying my piece. You said yours and I swallowed my tongue. If you can't understand, you can listen at least and pretend it's a battle I've won. As the mockingbird sings all night, taking wing if not taking flight. In the morning the crows come to pick up the mess. Will you tell them hello? Will you say you know that's that? It's almost 9 years since we kissed in the rain. Now they tell me your cancer is back. I wish you good health and I wish you no pain, and I wish I could do more than that. We were young and in love, but I got tired of who I was when I was with you. So I told you goodbye in your car and we cried. Then we said nothing more and made do as the mockingbird sang all night, taking wing if not taking flight. And I'm mourning for something, but I don't know what. When you sang me a song, it was simple enough. Now the mockingbird sings all night, taking wing if not taking flight. Is it fucked up I'm crying like you've already died? I don't know if you're dying, I don't know if I tried enough. Mockingbird sings all night, taking wing if not taking flight. Whatever he's saying, it's right. Mockingbird sings all.
Thanks you guys for hearing that. That's a hard hitter for me, so I appreciate you listening. Should I do one more to stall?
Yes, please.
Just make you listen to my half-tuned ukulele. All right, so this instrument is a baritone ukulele, which is very similar to the concert ukulele, and also very similar to the guitar in other ways. The intervals of the strings are in the same ratio as the ukulele, but instead of having that, my dog has fleas, you have him a full fourth lower. So any chord you play that you would play on the ukulele is going to come out sounding a full fourth lower. So if you play what you would think would be a C on a ukulele, it's going to come out as a G. If you play what you would think would be an A, it's going to come out as a D, as an E. Sorry. So yeah, it's kind of a little different. But if you play the ukulele with a little practice, a little time, you can get pretty comfortable playing this thing. And if you're a guitarist, it's the same as the bottom 4 strings of the guitar. So the highest sounding 4 strings, D, G, B, E. So it's versatile for people who already have some instrument experience. And if you don't, it's very easy because it's only 4 strings. It's so much simpler. And also bar chords sound really rad. So you don't even have to like learn chords. You could just do this all day. I don't know, something like that. Okay, what kind of song do you want to hear? You want to hear a sad one? You want to hear like a super joyful one? You want to hear a love song or a song about like mental illness or things like that?
I like a love song.
You like a love song?
Yeah, love song.
Okay. I love my mental illness. I think I wrote you one.
Gotta appreciate everything.
Okay, so love song it is. Is a sad one okay? Is a sad one okay?
Yes. Is there any other kind?
Well, there's some songs where you're like, I actually enjoy being in love. And then most songs it's like, I'm not in love anymore.
I'm at a roadside rest stop and I don't know which town and I want to get home, but the rain's coming down and where's home anyway? I'm alone anyway. I keep giving you warnings, but you won't leave my head. I keep waking up mornings thinking I'm in your bed, and I love you so much that it hurts not to hate you. I hate you so much that I just want to shake you in my arms, in my arms. And all that you've been saying amounts to the same thing. And I'm trying to go away, but some part of me's trying to stay. I know I wasn't perfect and I wasn't easy, but if that's what you wanted, why didn't you leave me? We were bad anyway. Don't know what's left to say. I was getting out of town, getting far from you. Right away I went down. My aloneness just grew to the size of the ocean, the weight of the sea. I'm just going through the motions. This ain't even me anymore. And all that you've been saying
I'm sure we got more on the way. It's just like, what a great audience, what a great crowd. Everybody's giving and taking, whether you're on stage or off stage. And almost everybody who's here is getting on the stage too, so that's always really nice, you know, when it's like, I'll be vulnerable and get up in front of you and do the things that make me feel in front of other people, which is hard, and hopefully that helps you have a little bit of courage to do the same. So I'm going to welcome up a performer I'm very excited to have. We've never had her here before, but she and I have performed on the same stage when we were in Sister Act, the musical.
What?
Yeah, we played a couple nuns.
Mary Poppins.
Oh, and Mary Poppins. Were you in Sister Act or no?
Mm-hmm.
We're in both. Yeah, you were the, when we were in Mary Poppins, she was like this Miss Lark. She was a very up-class lady with a tiny yappy dog, and the kids would always want, the little children would always want to talk to her. All right, so without any further ado, Mary Poppins would like to welcome to the stage Miss Lark. Barbara Evans, she's going to do some flamenco for us. Would you like to introduce yourself while I set the music?
And I'm just going to move this out so I have a little more room.
Yeah.
Move around.
Welcome.
So flamenco, for those that you don't know, is the music and dance of the Spanish gypsies from Andalusia, persecuted people from Andalusia in the south of Spain. Flamenco has specific rhythms called compás, and you must follow compás. You can do anything you want as long as you're in compás. In live performance, there will be a guitarist, a singer, the dancers, and there is an interplay between them. They each take turns. We don't have any professional singers and guitarists here with flamenco, so I'm using tape music, and I just want to make a disclaimer that it isn't necessarily music, a song for a dancer specifically, but I'm in compás. All right.
Let's see, we have to turn it up a little bit, so let's hope this is the right one.
Who's the artist that you think?
Are you ready?
Jose Merced, it's a
quedar sonado. Ay, otra vez sería que la melodía nos puso a volar. Le recordaría mientras paseaba que no tiene la playa lo que bien tenía, lo que reventó en la arena y el corazoncito de la Magdalena. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la alegría de mi casa. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la alegría de mi casa. Aire, aire. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la alegría de la casa. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la alegría de mi casa. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la alegría de mi casa. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la alegría de mi casa. Pasa que tenga la puerta abierta, la
I just want to say that I'm an improvisational dance. It's all improvised, not choreographed.
Very well.
Jose Merced, by the way, if you're looking to listen to some great flamenco singer, Jose Merced, that we just listened to, pretty awesome. Great choice. Aire, that's the name of the song.
Okay, cool, thank you. Now the question is, Barbara, if we can remember that supercalifragilistic
Oh, no.
choreography.
Oh, God, I didn't.
S-U-P-E-R-C-A-L-I-F.
No.
L-I-F. There was all this R-I-G-I-F, I-F, R-S-G-I-C-E-X-V-I-N, O-C-I-O-U-S. It was a really fast choreography for that supercalifragilistic number. Garland's here too. Hi, welcome. We come in.
Royalties, little by little, royalties.
You just missed the flamenco, but that's all you missed. Okay, so I'm so excited. You always miss the flamenco. I'm so excited to welcome our next performer. This is a person who I met almost by chance. I think that Jackie Hope connected us, right? Because you and Jackie were singing in the gospel choir together. And I was working at Seaside High teaching the arts, and Jackie thought, oh, you need to get some slam poetry, you need to get some spoken word up into Seaside High, and here's this awesome person, Roshana Blake. So I emailed her, and she came to my class, and I didn't know what we were doing, and the kids didn't know what we were doing, but Roshana made it so splendid. She's like, oh, you're doing Shakespeare? Let's write sonnets. Let me teach you about sonnet. Remember that? Yeah. And then a week or so later, we all performed together, just different pieces, at the West End Festival, which just happened this year, but this was last year. Yeah, on that Lady Home Memorial stage. So Roshana is from New York, but she's been here in California for a couple years doing literacy work, teaching people how to read and write through AmeriCorps. And now she's done with that, so she gets to do whatever she wants, starting with getting on the mic here at Palenke Arts. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's give it up for Roshana.
It's always been great. Like, meeting River was awesome in so many ways. That was so long ago, but it felt like, I don't know, it felt like yesterday. Yeah, and I love those kids still, so I got to get around and sort of spend some more time with them. So yeah, I'm really grateful to Jackie and meeting her, because then that allowed me to meet River, and has me here in front of you today. I've been writing haiku since I've been here, because I'm from New York, like she said, and it's beautiful here. And it just lends itself to haikus, and I can't stop. Like, somebody has to stop me. My friend even came from New York, and they were like, okay, that's enough. And I was like, but wait, that's enough. You know, I started counting haikus. So it's getting ridiculous. So this is what I'm gonna be sharing today. And yeah. Pablo Neruda is somebody I'm studying this year, because every year I make sure to study a poet. So I'm doing all poetry workshops and everything Neruda. That's what I'm about. And so he inspired me, because he says, and I had to look this up, because I've been writing about cherry blossoms. Like in spring, I was writing about cherry blossoms. And he says, I want to do what spring does with the cherry trees. Ooh, Neruda. So I'm just saying, I love him, and I want to learn more about his work and teach other people about his work. So that's kind of like my thing right now. Anyway, let me give you some haikus. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, you can find these haikus. Now, I wear my shirt because my friend is a photographer, and he took pictures of like haikus, and I don't know how I feel about Instagram poetry yet. So I won't say anything because I have a lot of opinions as a public speaking person, teacher, poet. I have a lot of opinions. But anyway, they got me when they were like, we're gonna take a picture and you can use your haiku. I was like, oh, you know, and then I got into it. So this is sapping some sugar. Sapping some sugar from the cherry blossom tree, he hopes to renew. Sapping some sugar. And that, again, these are haikus, so they're gonna be really short and sweet, hopefully. This is called Cotton Candy Sweet. Cotton Candy Sweet. Cotton candy sweet, soft kisses warm my body like sakura tea. Cotton candy sweet. And this is, thank you. I think the trees are blowing. Okay, this is all in my head. This is April is Magic. April is magic. April is magic. Harmony, it's a picnic. Lanterns light branches. This is where I am. Thank you, California.
Oh, yeah. Rashawn Blake, give it up one more time. You know, she gave me an assignment to write haikus before the end of May. And I did, and I never sent them to you.
Well, you need to send them to me.
I know, I'm wondering if, I don't think I even brought my journal tonight. Oh well.
Don't worry about it, I'll get those haikus.
I'll send them to you, okay. Okay, yeah, I went on a hike in Fort Ord. Hort and Fike Ord. And wrote some haikus with a friend, it was great. Oh, and so Rashawn, you saw her shirts, Pure Light Productions, that's L-I-T. Light with a long I, because she teaches literacy. And she has a published book out. She has a lot of cool stuff going on, so just check her out. Okay, so the next person on my list, actually, is another poet. Are you doing poetry tonight?
Yeah.
And super rad, came through the East Village Open Mic this past Wednesday, who our host of hosts, Garland Thompson, is here tonight. He just ran out, but he's coming back. But he's busy working, he's been working in San Jose, so I was hosting on Wednesday. And my friend Zach came through, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna do this poem I just wrote. What's the time limit? It's like, well, it's 3 minutes, but you can go as long as you want, I won't stop you. You know, it's just every 10 seconds you go over, you kind of start to, who's calling me? Or calling somebody? So I say, go as long as you want. It's like half a point off for every 10 seconds. And so we did get like something like a 3-point penalty, right? You went a minute over, but still placed third in the slam. So, awesome poet, let's welcome to the stage, Zach Pappas.
Yeah, more or less. Hi, I'm Zach. I'm not good at introductions, so let's do some poetry. I actually start with an older one. I was reading through some of my older stuff earlier today, and I had a friend text me like, "Hey, are you still coming to pick me up for work?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, so I'm on my way right now." So I had to put them down, but yeah, I found this old one I really liked. Here's a preface. Hey, where do you stash your pain? Oh man, I haven't opened that drawer in years, but I work a lot real good. Here's a poem. Sink your teeth into this one. A rusted bike that smells like oranges in the back seat of your car, parked at the cemetery, a trowel in the glove compartment as rain slowly fills an empty grave. And rivers overflow their banks, and somewhere a mother has found the perfect recipe for unhappiness. She smiles. The citrus trees are in bloom, old men sneeze all over town. A gas station employee starts to cry. The gun is loaded, which is new. Someone needed cigarettes. No one mentioned either's tears, though the moon seemed vaguely interested, as an entire croissant sat in a trash can without once becoming garbage. Somebody is listening, though it's impossible to tell just whose body it is, let alone what kinds of limbs it may possess. A boulder moved into the city. It hasn't finished unpacking, and somewhere a bear is lonely and can no longer reach the tree. One brother does cocaine, one takes on an heir. There is a universe where Cain didn't kill Abel, and should he be punished if Cain decides to kill Cain? Abel went on to become a bad father. A newscaster suffered a heart attack, quit the business, and opened a garden in his lungs. Everything entered and nothing stayed, and dewdrops still burn only for him. A vacuum stops blaming the carpet, and the tile floor in the kitchen can finally relax. I feel a tangerine in the palm of my hand. Our skins exchange pleasantries, and then I crush it until the juice runs through my fingers. I don't have an appetite anymore. A crystalline heart forgotten in the center of the universe beat softly, though each pulse lasts 1,000 years. I throw my car keys in the river and walk to the store to buy some cigarettes, dewdrops flaming on my face, and fish begin swimming in the grave. We'll do another one? Is that okay with everybody? You can say no. It's
No. 1, 2, 3, no.
And still do it.
This is the one I did last week at the open mic. So if any of you were there, you've seen me nervously recite this one before. When you ask me if I am a man or a woman, I don't know if you know that that is a loaded question with the safety off. When you ask me if I have a boyfriend and I respond that I have many lovers, both men and women, you laugh, but you don't ask if I'm being serious or if I'm paraphrasing Walt Whitman. I'm serious, and I'm paraphrasing Walt Whitman. When I am sweating and getting tired and wearing all black, I work at a restaurant clothes, and you work at that restaurant, and we are both at work at that restaurant, and you ask me if I am a man or a woman, I don't think you know what you're asking. I don't think you know that I am about as sure about the answer as you are. I don't know if you know that when I peel off these clothes and roll my fingers over my flesh and feel the sweat and grease and customer service smile roll off onto my fingers like little gray eraser shavings, and feel the muscles in my back, the muscles that are my back, relax, and feel my breath leave my lungs like a lover's contented sigh, and lick my lips and taste the sweat of long hours. I don't know if you know that when my hands reach the sacred place between my legs, that feeling flesh and flashing images of what it represents, I don't know how to answer your question. I respond that I am a man, but I should say that it is none of your business. I should say that it doesn't matter. I should say that until you are peeling off these clothes and rolling your hands across this flesh and feeling the muscles of my back that are my back and tasting the salt on my lips and requesting permission to place your touch upon the sacred place between my thighs or grabbing my ass, that until then you have no right to ask. I don't think you know that I've been trying to figure it out for a long time. I don't think you know about Little League Baseball and how I was uncoordinated or undeveloped or whatever, but what I heard was you throw like a girl, or hit it like a man, or don't be a pussy, which is hard to do when you are open and receptive and beautiful and incredibly resilient. I don't think you know that you're asking me to remember that my parents think I stopped wearing dresses at age 3. I don't think you know that every accidental her and she and ma'am and miss that come my way is as embarrassing as it is reassuring. And I don't think you know that I am trying to be grateful. I am trying to be proud. I am trying to see every dismissive description of "you're not really a guy" as opportunities to be grateful. That I have had the opportunity to explore what it means to be one or the other. I am trying to be grateful for the failed attempts to categorize me. I'm trying to be grateful for the fact that I am not trans, but the trans bathroom obsession made me afraid to fucking pee. And I'm trying to remember that you don't know what you're asking. That you don't know that I am trying not to break down in tears in my work clothes at this fucking restaurant when I respond that I am a man for the 100th time this year. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I see the fear in my father's eyes when he asked me if I was, quote, going trans. And I wonder if this is what he feared for me. And as I disrobe and relax and breathe and feel the muscles that are my back relax, and slide my hand between my legs, I am grateful that I stopped asking questions like yours.
So you see what I mean? You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Dr. Jackson. Let's get you start setting up, Jetty. How do you want to be?
Well, where do I plug in?
We've got this. That poem, I think what I said on Wednesday after Zach was finished, because I was hosting that, I said something along the lines of like, a lot of us can relate, and for those of us who maybe don't, it's something that we need to hear, and something that you better run.
What?
He said he needs to get an extension cord. We have extension cords. Wait.
He needs to exit the.
I need to run too.
And he knows exactly where to find it.
There's only one extension cord in the whole world.
Alright, he's already got it. He's on his way back from the park. Okay. That's okay, that's good. That's the way our show goes. Running around the stage. So Jetty here, Jetty Grant, is a musician who performs under the name Mordecai. We've played together once in a Mordecai and Friends show a couple weeks ago. And we're going to play together again in a River Nevi and Mordecai show in November. It'll be Thanksgiving weekend, actually, that Saturday in Santa Cruz. So excited. Not sure yet what's going to come from that. But yeah, we've been thinking about our duo. One thing, Jenny was the one who requested a love song, but one thing that we've talked about together is that there aren't a whole lot of love songs that are polyamorous inclusive, that are not about like jealousy of like, oh, you're my only one, or like, possession and all that. So we're trying to think of maybe we can write some songs that share the idea of compersion, which is love you feel when you see someone you love loving somebody else. And what do you think, Jetty?
I think, I like that.
That was good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I am gonna use the mic. Is the channel muted or?
It might be, let me see.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mordecai, as they already let you know. So I just ran a little bit, and I want to make some music for you. As soon as we figure this out, that's me.
Okay, so
Well, this is me. That's a cable.
Wanna test it?
That's music. So I've been playing this song a lot lately because it's really appropriate for my situation. And that situation is that my mom and I found a place to live finally.
Awesome.
So we're really stoked about that. And this whole last week has been really busy and hectic with running around back and forth to our house. I've been doing a lot of running, so nothing unusual is happening right now. So I've been doing a lot of singing of celebratory songs. So the last few months have been hell, searching for a place to live, to be quite honest, and I'm just very relieved right now. So I'm gonna sing the song. If you guys can just like give me a minute to do this thing and just think about resilience, and which is a word that I think I knew already, but my friend introduced it to me the other day. I mean, I've heard the word my whole life and I understood it, but it was like, you, my friend, are definition resilient, and I just never, I had to go look it up, and anyways, thank you all for being here. Relieving thoughts, and it's all over thoughts, but it's all over in like a good way. Isn't that the duality in that it being over can be a really big relief and such a tragedy too. LOL. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's how a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my great big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. You look under the rocks and plants and take a good glance at the fancy ants. Maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes, and just the bare necessities of life. Just the bare necessities of life. Now when you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear and you prick a raw paw, well next time beware. Don't pick that prickly pear by the paw. When you pick the pear, you try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear from the big paw. Have I given you a clue? Gee, thanks, Blue. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Oh, they'll come to you. Everybody, look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Thank you. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes, and just the bare necessities of life. With just the bare necessities of life. One more time. With just the bare necessities of life. Okay, I lied. One more time. With just the bare necessities of love. Thank you, River, for letting me take like 10 minutes up here.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's less struggle, more snuggle.
Oh, yeah. That's a happy ending.
What a catchphrase. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so as Mordecai packs up, I'm going to welcome to the stage a newcomer. It's her first time here, I think, Aaliyah. And after that, we're going to hear from Sophia and then Akasha. After that, I'm thinking we're going to throw Juan in the mix, Heather and Garland. And we'll see if anybody else shows up. It's only 7:30, so the night is young. We do have back there some Rice Krispie treats. I mean, I don't know if you like that. Snap, crackle, pop. And we also have some carbonated drinks we're trying to get rid of because we don't want to give them to the children. Somebody brought them as a donation. We're like, sweet. I don't think we should give Coke to 7-year-olds, but you guys can have them because you make your own choices about your health.
Well, you're encouraging.
And actually, I think there's some unsweetened carbonated beverages, right, Akasha? What is that?
There's water.
Aquafina sparkling. So, yeah, get over there. Get over there. Do you need anything in particular, Aaliyah? Would you like to sit or stand? Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, as you get your snacks, come on back to your seats. Hi, Delon. Good. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Oh, I know. I know. I wish we could change the geography a little bit. But I'm so glad you found us. Okay, so we're going to bring up Aaliyah. So if everybody can give her a warm round of applause, let's welcome Aaliyah.
My name's Aaliyah. My first time coming here, it was reading and opening up. I usually sing. I don't really write poems, but I mean, I guess this is another way for me to write my own songs. So, and get over being shy, which is a big problem that I have, is being shy. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today in one of the poems that I wrote. Fear, what does it do? Fear is a blocker to new things in life. Fear stops a new bulb light from shining in the adventure ahead for you, a new view for you, to see another side of who you could be. Don't let fear be a blocker. Stand up and be taller and prepare for the adventure for you.
You have a song for us? What? You sing?
Well, here's what I'm just going to give
That's what I was reading.
I won't push you right now. I can bring somebody else up, and then if you want to come up and sing, we would like to look from you.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were a singer.
Yay.
No, don't think about it.
Yep.
Yeah, you ready? Okay, beautiful. Wow, you guys, that was your first time? Let's give it up for you. When we are shy and we overcome our shyness by getting on stage, that's pretty awesome. But then when we overcome our shyness by getting on stage talking about our shyness, that's pretty meta. Yeah, so thank you for bringing that to us. Okay, are you in tune? You need anything? Would you like to sit or stand? Okay, and would you like to get a mic for you? Sure. Yeah, let's see. This is attitude. You need a chair? I think I'm okay. Ooh, hello. Hi. Hi. I don't know, I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna. This is yes. Do you have a tuner? Thank you. I would love a tuner. Yeah, I'll pull out my phone too. But as you tune, let's have anybody have jokes? I love to hear those jokes, those knock-knock jokes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
You can go to the Swiss Alps if you want to yodel. Little old lady.
That's a good one.
We got a would you rather. Would you rather walk on eggshells for an hour or sit in a room with your close friends for an hour and there's an elephant sitting in the middle that no one's allowed to talk about?
Sit in the room with the elephant.
Yeah.
Everybody chooses that one.
Really? I'd rather walk on
Yeah, I'd
eggshells.
rather walk.
I just, yeah.
It sounds like an interesting
It doesn't
sensory
actually sound that
experience.
bad.
Like, ooh,
It should be ASMR.
can I break them? Like, am I allowed to break the eggshells?
I mean, yeah, but you're not gonna want to.
It depends what kind of eggshells, like ostrich eggs? Or are we talking like canary?
Robin's eggs?
What's
Or like snake eggs? Because snake eggs are leather.
Are those plastic Easter eggs?
Dark jokes?
Is a dark joke okay? Everybody cool with a dark joke?
Fart joke or dirt?
Yes, terrible jokes are the best ones.
Bad taste? One terrible. So,
One joke.
Acquired taste.
One bad taste. So, anybody here is married?
Morning.
Nobody married? Okay. To the married one. So, ma'am, I have terrible news for you. What happened? Well, we switched the test somehow that we didn't know your partner's diagnosis. It's actually quite terrible. Both of them are like, so what's going on? It's like, well, I know this is really not really that. I went there already, huh? So is this just really terrible? No, it's just a really bad taste. It's not, I'll be coming. No, so actually it said, I don't know why I went there, no? You all in tune already, right?
Yeah. Saved by the tune.
After hours? Okay.
I was on the clue.
Okay. Alright.
So who's this?
This is Sophia
Develops.
To you, I take I don't notice what you're saying. I don't notice what you're singing. I'll be too and all night. I look after. I don't notice what you're saying. I don't notice what you're thinking. All I notice eyes wide open. I look after. I love you.
Oh, let's give it up for Sophia Develops. And I was gonna say for Aaliyah, and maybe for anybody else who wants to sing or anything, yeah, you don't have to bring your own original work. You can do whatever you want. And also, we can pull up anything that's like on YouTube or Spotify or anything and plug it in for you, so you can have like backup music if you want. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you're gonna plug in. You're gonna tune.
I'm gonna do poetry. Yeah.
Okay. So this person is like as cool as their name sounds. Akasha Justice.
Good. Okay. So I went to theater school this summer. I went to the California State Summer School for the Arts. And we did voice lessons, and we had to pick a poem to learn how to like speak it. Sorry, I'm nervous. And so I picked this one by Audre Lorde. It's called Movement Song. I have studied the tight curls on the back of your neck, moving away from me beyond anger or failure. Your face in the evening schools of longing, through mornings of wish and ripen. We were always saying goodbye, in the blood, in the bone, over coffee, before dashing for elevators going in opposite directions without goodbyes. Do not remember me as a bridge nor a roof, as the maker of legends, nor as a trapdoor to that world where the black and white clericals hang on the edge of beauty in 5 o'clock elevators, twitching their shoulders to avoid other flesh. And now there is someone to speak for them, moving away from me into tomorrows, morning of wish and ripen. Your goodbye is a promise of lightning in the last angel's hand, unwelcome and warning. The sands have run out against us. We were rewarded by journeys away from each other into desire, into mornings alone where excuse and endurance mingle, conceiving decision. Do not remember me as disaster, nor as keeper of secrets. I am a fellow rider in the cattle cars, watching you move slowly out of my bed, saying we cannot waste time, only ourselves. At theater school, we went to Disneyland as a field trip, and it was really fun, and I had never been to Disneyland before, and so I wrote a song about Space Mountain. No, not a song, it's a poem, but, I mean, it could be a song, I don't know. So I'm gonna read that poem. It's called Space Mountain. Free, in space, uncontrolled. In this solitary yet connected state, I could stay forever. Breathe into the moment, this movement, and the absence of human emotion. Let everything go and study the stars. Bright lights look a little brighter, uncompromised by the human perception. I am not myself, rather my soul. Surrounded by colors and shapes I've only imagined until now. Electricity courses through the veins of my physical body, while the rest of my being experiences unfathomable feelings of home for eternity. Everyday surface-level conversations lose meaning. Stop placing a mask over your true self. Strive to enlighten the people around you. Share your unique experiences of life, love, and success. High on life at Disneyland. Wonderful people and positive vibrations surround me. Lose all the stress and anger and experience all the magic you find. Love deeply. We are the only thing keeping ourselves from experiencing paradise. Thank you.
Akasha Justice, everybody! Are you guys been to Disneyland? We've been to Disneyland? Ah, cool. Yeah. Went once. It was expensive. So, I don't know if you wanted to sign up to that one. I don't pressure right now, but I'll come talk to you. Okay. Juan, would you like to grace us with some
I don't know what I yes.
with some music? Yeah. And then, did you think about it all yet? You want to do something? Yes. Okay. Do you want to do it right now, or do you want to wait after one? Wait. And anybody else who's wanting to sign up, who's not on our list yet, you're so welcome to at any point. We can go till 9. I know. Whew. Past my bedtime. We used to try to really end at 8, and it was always making us stressed out. So now we're like, you know what? We'll go for as long as people want to be here, and for as long as people want to share their art and their creativity.
2 a.m. maybe.
That's pretty cool. Okay, you ready, Mark?
It's the big ball drops down to the ceiling.
We've had so many beautiful people come through here today. We had flamenco dancing for those of you who came late. We've had haikus. We've had poems. We've had songs. And we still have Juan, Heather, and Garland to hear from. So it's been a really beautiful way to welcome back the year. And we have a lot going on at Palenke Arts. Now, just so you know, we do all of this, and it's not free to do. So it's free for you because no one turned away for lack of funds. But if you got some money, throw it our way. If you don't have cash on you, we have a PayPal, so I know everything's digital now. It just helps support, anything you give can help support a child's tuition for any of our classes, which are free and low cost for people. It can help support maybe a concert we want to put on, or our big festival in the end of the year. It just helps us keep doing things like this. So your number 1 contribution is your presence. And your number 2 contribution is telling people that we exist and how to get here, because I know the directions sometimes are a little difficult. Yeah. So give your friends directions. And then anything you can give in terms of food and snacks, healthy snacks, or a little bit of money here and there really, really helps. And if you have rich friends,
There you go.
that's where the ticket is. If you have those sugar grandparents, tell them about us. Okay, Juan, I don't know how you want to start.
So, no, I'll find my way out there. Amazing River Nevi, everybody. Yay! So, I had a different game plan for you tonight, but somebody said Pablo Neruda. So we gotta do Neruda, don't you think? So first the English version, which is still pretty amazing. Then I'll do it in Spanish. How about that? Huh? All right. If you forget me, this is, by the way, this is in the Captain's verses. If you're looking for los versos del Capitán. And if you don't own a copy of the Captain's verses, trust me, for your love life, you will get improved. Even if it's a go-to. This is. Si tú me olvidas, if you forget me. I want you to know one thing. You know how this is. If I look at the crystal moon, or the red branch of the slow autumn at my window, if I touch near the fire the impalpable ash, or the wrinkled body of the log, as if everything that exists, aromas, light, metals, were little boats that sail toward those isles of yours that wait for me. Well, now if little by little, you stop loving me, I shall stop loving you little by little. If suddenly you forget me, do not look for me, for I shall already have forgotten you. If you think it long and mad, the wind of banners that passes through my life, and you decide to leave me at the shore of the heart where I have roots, remember that on that day, at that hour, I shall lift my arms, and my roots will set off to seek another land. But if each day, each hour, you feel that you are destined for me with implacable sweetness,
each day a flower climbs up to your lips to seek me. Ah, my love. Ah, my own, in me, all that fire is repeated. In me, nothing is extinguished or forgotten. My love feeds on your love, beloved. As long as you live it, it will be, as long as you live, it will be in your arms without leaving mine. Pablo Neruda.
You look like him while you were reading it, Juan.
What's that?
You look like him while you were reading it.
Oh yeah, but I got the glow. Am I out there? Oh yeah, quiero que sepas una cosa. Tú sabes cómo es esto. Si miro la luna de cristal, la rama roja del lento otoño en mi ventana, si toco junto al fuego la impalpable ceniza o el arrugado cuerpo de la leña, todo me lleva a ti, todo me lleva a ti, como si todo lo que existe fueran pequeños barcos que navegan a las islas tuyas que me aman. Si poco a poco dejas de quererme, dejaré de quererte. Poco a poco. Si de pronto me olvidas, no me busques, que ya te habré olvidado, que ya te habré olvidado. Pero si cada día, cada hora sientes que a mí estás destinada con dulzura implacable, si cada día sube una flor a tus labios a buscarme, ay, amada mía, ay, mía, en mí todo ese fuego se repite. Todo me lleva a ti, todo me lleva a ti, como si todo lo que existe fueran pequeños barcos que navegan a las islas tuyas que me aman.
Aw, thank you, Juan. Thank you. Juan Sanchez. I love when these themes emerge, when we have Neruda coming up from Roshana, and then Juan jumps on that boat.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep us rolling. Here's the order, right? And always subject to change, but I'm gonna have Heather Fletcher up. Then we're gonna have Aaliyah sing some. Then we're gonna have Dalal do whatever Dalal is doing. And then we're gonna close with Garland. Sound good? Yeah? All right, okay.
Yeah!
Yeah! So let's welcome Heather Fletcher. And she's a regular of our Palenke open mic, so we couldn't do this without you. All right, here she is.
Okay. That's pretty good actually. Maybe a tiny bit more. Just a little bit, just a little.
Well, maybe that switch off?
That would be an interesting way for it to be.
No, there's still switch. Maybe it's a bad microphone. Let's see.
It was working just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. How about if I switch here?
We didn't accidentally turn the check
Oh, we're not.
wait.
Hello. Hi. Good microphone now.
On cable.
Well, okay, that's a bit much. If you could turn it down a bit, that would be awesome. Small group here. Okay, that's good. Actually, that's perfect. Well, it's great to be back here, and I would like to thank River and Juan, the people who make this happen. This is such a great venue, and just for a bit of context, last weekend I read at the West End Festival on the Lady Hull Memorial Stage, and not to name names because I ain't no dirty rat, but just down the street was a stage with this rock band that was blasting so loud they were drowning out our system. And hey, I like loud rock music, but I had to shout for like a half-hour set, which is not good for my voice. And this is cool. This is the kind of place I like. I feel comfortable. You can all hear me, I imagine. So that's a good thing. I like that. Thank you for making this possible. Okay, I have a piece here that I just finished writing about 2 hours ago, so I haven't performed it or rehearsed it or done anything with it, but I will do my best with it. It is autobiographical, and it is called Christmas 2016. Chelina and I are snuggled up warm in bed under the roof of her cozy seaside home, watching DVDs of Mira Nair films, sipping bubbly cider, and kissing. Every moment of blessing, under the roof, inside the room, beneath the covers, entwined over and under each other. Everything is new, everything we waited for. We have been friends for years, but only just started dating. Only just started doing what we waited for years, anticipating being here together and everything else being elsewhere. Until a telephone ring cuts through the reverie, a voice from the outside piercing our layers of comfort. Chelina's mother, elderly and shaky, has slipped and fallen again and now lies in the emergency room. The bad news brings emotion in waves. Shock, then confusion, fear, then disappointment, growing into resentment, which sets off a backlash of guilt because her mother is in need and has no one else, and we don't have the right to resent being compelled to leave this cozy burrow, but we do anyway, as if this special night, now taken away, was owed to us. We fumble into our winter clothing and abandon the bed in the room in the house and drive to the hospital, the cavernous concrete parking deck, sliding glass doors, fluorescents and tile, beds and apparatus on wheels not moving, and here is Chelina's mother, semi-conscious but stable, not yet admitted. We want them to admit her. Can they please admit her? Triage is slow on this night of all nights. Many people get hurt on Christmas. Many get sick, and some die. Nurses, doctors, attendants walk briskly to and fro, always somewhere they need to be, and somewhere else they would rather be. And here comes our second wave of guilt for wanting those working hard to work even harder.
And all that's required is that we wait here. So Chelina holds my hand, and we sit here and we wait here and sit, out of the way, leaving everything that matters in other people's hands as we wait and wait and wait. Hours into hours, crossing midnight, later and later. And at last, her mother is evaluated, admitted, whisked away to another room in the hospital, and they say she'll be fine. It could have been worse. Don't worry. The same voice of medical authority that pulled us across town through the darkness has now cleared us to leave. We feel gratitude and weariness as we head for home, longing to pick up where we left off and knowing we're way too tired and knowing that's fine. As we drive past the New Art Adult Theater, a young woman stands in front of the empty building, wearing spiked heels and a tight miniskirt in the bitter, cold air. The man next to her is bundled up head to toe. She watches the passing cars, and she waits. And she waits. I don't know how long she'll wait. She doesn't have Christmas off either. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know how much time I have. This next piece is longer, but if it, I mean,
Do it.
Okay. Well, other people have shared work about anxiety, and I think most of us deal with it. Some of us more than others. And when I finally was able to start writing about it, and it did a lot for me. I haven't performed this piece in a long time, but it's a prose poem in 3 sections called The Camel's Back. I'm finally set to go out on one of my bad days, one of those days when the anxieties won't stop. I've done the best I can do. Decent makeup, hair, my outfit's okay, my shoes, my jewelry, my biggest purse is fully equipped with my wallet, my keys, my phone, tissues, comb, notebook, calendar, pens, pencils, markers, lighter, smokes, mirror, safety pins, rubber bands, scissors, flashlight, band-aid, stage stick, water, snacks, more tissues, maps, whistle, and meds. And I've said a prayer to the goddess, and she's heard whatever she's going to hear. My prayer was simple and direct, formed around one request. Let nothing hurt me. May I be strong enough to let nothing hurt me. I step out the front door, lock it up tight, and turn to face the world. And the world faces me. As I step forward, the world closes behind me and faces me from all sides. And it doesn't seem too interested in me right now. And that's how I like it. I start to walk down the street. My purse is swinging rhythmically by my side, hopefully not too much. I think my walk looks okay. I'm in a hurry. The bus stop is a mile away. I've had plenty of practice walking briskly without taking those big strides like I used to. My legs will always be too long, like the rest of me is always too tall. But I think I'm stepping the way I'm supposed to, not taking up too much space, taking just what I need. My hips rotate a bit with each step, hopefully not too much. Everything looks close to average, and knowing this is usually enough to give me the confidence I need. But then, this is one of my bad days. There are a few people about, none of them very near. Let nothing hurt me. May I be strong enough to let nothing hurt me. Oh, there's a guy staring. No big deal. People stare sometimes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why they're staring or what they're thinking. I'll never know what they're thinking. It doesn't matter. Besides, it's been years and years since the last time someone... Not that shit! I keep walking. The sun is shining bright. Hey, there's an orange cat that lives on the corner. It's been years since the last time walking. I keep walking. Oh, that house is being repainted. There's a sign for a yard sale. Cool. Maybe they'll have something good. It's been years and years. Yes, it has. Walking. Keep walking. Let nothing hurt me. May I be strong enough to let nothing hurt me. The staring guy has stopped staring, and I'm moving away from him, farther away from the past, years and years since some man tried to... No, the sun is bright, the sun is everywhere. I'm walking down the street in safety because this street is safe as it gets, which is pretty safe, thank the goddess. Although I thought I was safe years and years ago. Stop it, no more. Fuck this, he is not here. He is not here, and I will not be held back by a memory. I will not be held back by a ghost. I am still walking. I have the right to do this. I have the right to hold my head up. I have the right to exist. I am walking, and up ahead is the bus stop. On my lips is the hint of a smile, and I'm almost there. I sit down on the bench by myself for about 5 minutes with nothing much going on. The correct bus pulls up and I step onto it. I take out my courtesy card that allows me to pay half the regular fare because of my disability, and I show it to the driver. He stares at it. The card has an old photo. It was taken after I transitioned. It does look more or less like me. He scrutinizes it carefully, pauses, frowns, and finally pushes the button to give me my discount. I feed the machine with 2 of the bright purple magnetic strip cash cards I get from my therapist. I take one back. Still has 25 cents on it. I thank the driver, take a step over the gray line that separates the front area from the rest of the bus. And there are 2 empty seats together. Perfect. I walk towards them with both of my hands, busy putting my ID and my cash card back into my wallet, but before I can sit, the driver jams down the gas pedal, hurling the vehicle forward and yanking my feet out from under me. My right arm flails out and wraps itself around the vertical metal post next to me, mashed against the steel as my body's momentum swings me around in a 180-degree arc, slamming my left elbow against the interior wall. Pain bursts through my arm, and I let out an involuntary gasp, and it's all I can do to maintain whatever composure I have left. I get my feet under me, make sure my wallet is still in my hand, stow it away properly. I can't help glancing back towards the rest of the passengers. Maybe a third of them are looking in my direction, with expressions ranging from mild interest to complete indifference. I prefer indifference. Show's over, quickly as it began. Let them ignore me. They have their own lives to deal with, they'll get wherever they're going, and despite everything, so will I. Time passes okay, I've run all my errands, uneventfully, taken the bus back, and now I'm walking home. I'm feeling pretty good. On the spur of the moment, I decided to stop by the neighborhood grocery store to pick up a few items. It's bright and it's crowded, and immediately I start to become overstimulated. But I'm confident enough to keep going. I can do this. Don't look at anything except the food I'm here for. Onions, avocados, tortillas, cheddar cheese, and a gallon of milk. My shopping basket is getting heavy. I can do this. I maneuver my way to the checkout line. I'm surrounded by colorful, glossy magazine covers and shiny packages of candy. And people, don't look at them. I can do this. It's my turn. I lift up my basket, and a sudden bolt of pain from my elbow shoots all through my arm, and the hard plastic basket slips from my grasp and clatters on the tile floor incredibly loud. No. I have to pick it up, but it's already too late. No, not now, not here, not like this. I try so hard to keep things like this from happening, and it's happening anyway. No, it's not. It can't. I am such an idiot. I knew there was a risk. I knew I was having a bad day, and I had too much to deal with, and I did this anyway. I could have put it off till tomorrow, but I did it anyway. I can't pick up the basket because I just screwed up and set off a panic attack, and here it comes. The freshly triggered fear is surging up from deep within. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back, the pebble that sets off the avalanche, the spark that lights the fuse, that ignites the blast, that rocks the containment walls and sends cracks in all directions. The cracks are spreading fast. All the toxic sludge I carry around inside me is churning and boiling and overflowing. My heart is pounding faster, pounding so hard that my chest is shaking, pounding so hard I can hear it echoing in my throat. I think of death and I know that I have gone through this before and survived it, but I still believe I am about to die. My spine is packed full of shards of ice, and the freezing cold is spreading through my shoulders, my arms, my hands, and the people. The people are staring at me, and I'm gonna die. Thoughts of 1,000 horrible things that are about to happen are stampeding through my mind. I ignore my groceries. It's unfortunate, but that's gonna have to be someone else's problem. There's only one concept that can make it through my mental hurricane. I have to get out of here right now. Nothing else matters. I go into full-on survival mode. This is it. Do it. I need to walk out the door. My legs are wobbly, my knees are mush, my sense of balance is lousy, but I manage to take a step, then another, then another. There are people in my way. They are not individuals. They are only physical objects blocking my path. I'm sorry, I murmur as I push past them. Don't fall over. Whatever you do, don't fall over. Left foot, right foot, keep going. Please, nobody talk to me. Left foot, right foot, I'm sweating. I must look like shit. Focus. I remember my mantra. May I be strong enough to let nothing hurt me. May I be strong enough. May I be strong enough. Keep walking. You can keep walking. It's only a series of mechanical operations. You've done this your whole life. I'm out the door. I walk across the parking lot. I think about my anti-anxiety meds, and I so badly want to take them, but the bitter irony is that I have a phobia about taking pills in public because I don't know what people will think I'm doing. And if they think I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, then I could get in even more trouble, and I can't handle more trouble, so I don't take anything because I'll be home soon. I will be home. Left foot, right foot, keep going. Down the street, shit, intersection, crosswalk, cars, green light, get across, almost there. My world has contracted down to a tunnel with my home at the end. This tunnel exists for one purpose, to get me home. What if I don't have my keys? Of course I have my keys. What if I don't have my keys? I never go anywhere without them. What if I don't have my keys? Here they are, where they always are. I take them in hand. I clutch them like a magical talisman that wards off all the dangers of the world. And here is my front door. I unlock it, open it, stagger inside, close it, lock it. Holy shit. I made it. I made it back here in one piece. I open a pill bottle and place a Klonopin on my tongue, and then I collapse on the couch and go limp. Now I let the toxic sludge flow wherever it will. It can't cause any more trouble. The anxieties gradually lose their momentum, and like scavengers that have picked a carcass clean, they begin to depart. I am so worn out now, I feel like I'll never move again. But I've always recovered in the past, and I'll recover this time. As I gradually relax, I feel the closest thing to peace that I'm going to experience today. I feel hope. Hope that I'll make better decisions in the future. Hope that my next day won't go so badly. Hope that tomorrow, this camel's back will be strong enough not to break, to withstand whatever tomorrow may bring.
Making me feel like I'm there with you. Dang, yeah, seriously. Can we give it up one more time for Heather? All right, we are gonna bring up our new friend Aaliyah. Do you have a track pulled up or anything, or are you doing acapella? Okay, good, okay. And I also have a request from Akasha to also do a little singing. So we'll hear Aaliyah, Dalal, Akasha, and Garland. Yay! Okay, you ready, Aaliyah? Are you gonna stand? Okay. Let's give it up for Aaliyah.
The song I will be singing is SWV Week. It's an old R&B song. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. I don't know what it is that you've done to me, but it's caused me to act in such a crazy way. Whatever it is that you do when you do what you're doing, it's a feeling that I don't understand. But my heart starts beating triple time with thoughts of loving you on my mind. I can't figure out just what to do when the cause and cure is you. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control, and something takes over me. Day by day, it is so amazing. It's not a phase. I want you to stay with me. By my side, I swallow my pride. Your love is so sweet. It knocks me right off of my feet. I can't explain why your love, it makes me weak. Sorry, my voice is...
Yeah, never apologize. We all bring what we bring, and our own standards are always the highest. You just blew everybody out of the water, so you should know that. All right. Hey, Dalal, you ready? You want to come on up here? Are you sitting? You standing? Any specific way you want me to introduce you? Okay, cool. This is Dalal. We actually went to high school together.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, yeah. And now we're doing what we do.
It's weird up here. That's right. Yeah, super. It was okay.
You can do anything down here.
So I usually write about my family, because spend most of my time with them, sadly. One is for my brother and how he's helped my mental illness, and this one is for my father and the stories he used to tell us. It's called My Father's Stories. My father used to tell us stories which have long printed themselves upon his face. I would lay in the nook of one arm and my sister the other. There, under the warm wind of his breath, we met a rhino, a courageous spider, and the humble lion. And most often of all, we met our grandmother. And that's mine for my father, you know. The next one is kind of because I was diagnosed with bipolar depression, and my brother has been a great help, even though I thought he was not helping at all. So it starts with a little, I guess, mini poem for him. And it starts with, for those whom hands fail to clasp mine, did I not extend far enough, or deeply enough, the parts of myself that do not revolt, where the greens of my tree only momentarily alive. And what I wrote for him was honestly just today before I came, because River invited me a little today. I was like, okay. Let's see. So my older brother, I have two, and they're both amazing. But Hamid and I have a similar personality, which can be a bad thing, but it's worked out all right. I'm diagnosed with bipolar depression, though the only value I have for the diagnosis is that I can obtain information easier about it. I can't really Google how I'm feeling, but I can Google bipolar depression. I think I view the diagnosis with a certain distance from myself, because that is what my brother has taught me through time. I recall if I'm having a depressive or manic day, weak moment, whatever it was, he would begin to talk about science or mechanics. He's a mechanic. And I thought he was being insensitive and dismissive and provoking my state of hysteria or depression. It took me a long time to see it was not only his way of helping me out, but also giving me a freedom that is factualized, a freedom that is independent of opinion. Science is not dependent on what you feel. Like the whole, like the Little Mermaid thing, like we feel like mermaids cannot be black and melatonin on the sea. It makes no sense, But it is factualized. I didn't realize that, like at the given moment, that what he was saying is by fact that I am breathing, that I am still here, and all that was disastrous around me was not imagined, but neither was it real. So yeah, that is all I have to share.
Isn't the law so amazing? Anytime that anybody in public shares the diagnosis that they have, I have bipolar disorder too, and we're not alone. I mean, anytime anybody shares, I think it's pretty powerful, because it makes us remember that it's not this like rare, weird thing that only we have, that in fact a lot of people who are going around, walking through the world, sharing space with us, making awesome art, are living through the same things, or have overcome in different ways, and we all cope in different ways. And so thanks everybody for sharing about the struggles we have that are not struggles, they're just the steps on the path, that some are harder than others, I guess.
True.
Okay, Akasha, would you like to sing? Yeah. All right, welcome back, Akasha Justice.
I'm gonna sing a song called I Don't Want to Be You Anymore by Billie Eilish. Don't be that way, fall apart twice a day. I just wish you could feel what I'm made from a broken mold. Hurt, I can't shake. We've made every mistake. Only you know the way that I break. If teardrops could be bottled, there'd be swimming pools filled by models, told that tight dress is what makes you a heart. If I love you was a promise, would you break it? If you're honest, tell the mirror what you know she's heard before. I don't wanna be you. I don't wanna be you. I don't wanna be you anymore.
Thank you, Akasha. Thank you. All right, we're coming in on that time of night. It always goes by. So you never know what's going to happen at an open mic, and we never know what's going to happen here, especially because sometimes we start off and we just have a couple people and nobody's so sure what they're going to do or what they want to do, and then the folks roll in, and without a doubt, it's like every act is like fire every time. I don't know, it's magical. Yeah, it seriously is. So we're going to have our next Palenke Voices open mic at the end of September. Can you check the date? What's the last Sunday of the month that month? We always do the last Sunday of the month. Probably with the exception of December. We'll probably take that off.
30th.
The 30th.
So we're going to ask you to please help us amplify our work. We realize that it's, if only 2 people are screaming from the top of our lungs, it doesn't do the work of all of you helping us, spread the word organically. Whatever you feel this is, and if it has value to you, just share with somebody that you think could have a good time here and share something. Honestly, I know that I've shared this with River. River has been like, oh, we should have a lot more people. We should try to change the format. I'm like, I honestly thought whatever happens here, this is just the way that things are supposed to be. If we grow exponentially, we stay this rate. It's great. But so please find us in social media, Palenke Arts, you know how it's spelled, now it's up there. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is that you do. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So September 30th will be the next one. I'm going to bring up our last act. You ready, Garland? Garland Thompson, I can't preface, a hero of all of ours because he's an amazing actor, amazing writer, poet, performer, and the host of our Rubber Chicken Poetry Slam and Open Mic at East Village every Wednesday night. He's been letting me sub for him when he's been working, because now he's at the San Jose stage, right? Being their production manager, like running all this stuff. So Garland's going to do a little something for us. And then we will all, sing Kumbaya and no, but we will all spread the light, be the light, and move on with our evenings. And it's just been such a joy to have you all here. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's bring up Garland Thompson.
My man.
Thank you. Oh my God, everybody's been so good tonight. Oh my God. A big round of applause for River, would you please? I'm so thankful to have her as my sub, my occasional sub. I have to probably gonna have to put you to work more this season, since now I actually have an official job now.
Yeah, so it is a pleasure to be here, and thank you to Juan also for not only for doing the open mic here, but for starting Palenke Arts, for having the dream and the vision. And he and I talked about it a number of times before he started it, during starting it, and after. And it's just been an incredible and just a beautiful, beautiful thing to see come alive. So thank you, Juan. This is for you, Juan.
Oh, what?
No Neruda. I have no Neruda. I'm a poet, a writer of words in rhythm, a lover of midnight phrase and the smell of a good woman. Yet, I have no Neruda. Not in my library, not in my memory, nowhere in my house. No hidden book of verse collecting dust on a shelf or acting as a paperweight. No forgotten chapters or long lost manuscript, not even a photograph. How can this be that I have no Neruda? No paragraphs by him about love or the stupidity of politics. I can't find one fiery set of polemics from him of the kind that forced him underground, then into exile as he denounced the political idiots of his day. There is not one sensuous word of his laid anywhere around in my little shack by the sea. And it saddens me to see my lack of Pablo by the sea. The waters curling into the sand, stroking starfish daily, while women of great beauty and substance swoon to his words long after his touch has gone. Glancing at his picture, they see the eyes, the parade, the smiling face that took the whole of South America in, the lips that sang and spoke of love, both gracious and hard, and called political beasts to task for their political beastliness. How am I to be the poet I dream of being, without Pablo always within arm's reach, there to comfort me, give me guidance in my solitude, maybe even agree with me once in a while so I'll know I'm not a fool? Knowing he's not here right now makes me anxious, and more than a little nervous. I look to the other greats I've collected for help, and while they offer their words up willingly, they shake their published heads at me. As I pace by them, they miss Pablo too, and wonder why he's not at my party. I can only shake my head back at them, a boggled head with a boggled brain, as I sit up staring at 2 a.m., what little I have to eat, drink, or smoke by my side, this tarnished fountain pen in my hand, and Pablo sitting on a shelf somewhere, waiting for me to come and get him.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to know I have since rectified that situation.
That is beautiful. Full circle, baby.
Right?
Full circle.
Right?
That is brilliant.
No, I mean, it's because really today, literally, for a poet, if you're a poet in the Western world, right? Literally, you are a poet in the Western world. You cannot, I don't think you can be taken seriously if you don't know anything about Pablo Neruda. He's just one of those people, you know? You gotta know something. You gotta have heard the name something. You gotta know something, right? So, Speaking of great writers, I want to read this tonight because I don't read this very often, so I thought this is a place to do that, right?
This is a place. The time.
Any science fiction fans?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes.
Excellent. My people. Ray Bradbury loves Venus. Ray Bradbury slipped away quietly on the evening of June 6, 2012. The same day that Venus made her transit across our sun for the first time in 115 years. I'd like to think that Venus came by that day just to pick him up and take him on his next great adventure. I imagine her coming through our solar system, shimmering and beautiful, all decked out just for him, calling out as he passed by, pausing for just a beat as Ray hears her, smiles his last earthly smile, says his last earthly goodbye, then reaches up to take her gleaming, streaking hand. Her fingers entwine his, and in the space of a single heartbeat, they are flying across the face of the sun. Mankind and all our technology, in all its high-speed glory, recording every moment of their magical passage, are unaware that one of the great writers of the world was hitching a ride with her. I could see him flying like Ebenezer Scrooge on his 3 ghostly Christmas time trips, only he's laughing loud, grinning his classic Ray Bradbury grin, his love of everything true, good, and cosmic, overflowing from his every thought, his eyes, his smile. He is flying across the Milky Way with the goddess of love. And he is living like he always loved. Large and ebullient, bursting at the seams with the stuff, with all this love for everything, even the weird and the bad, and especially the strange and the human. I see him flying with Venus, mad with love for life and the universe mad with love for him and his ability to witness and tell us about it. He always told us not to be afraid, but to be excited as we look to the future, as we speed through the galaxy on our great spaceship called Earth.
Yes.
Maybe I should read that more often. I actually had no clue. I didn't try and do the thing you're supposed to do, which is like pick everything you're supposed to do. So I'm sort of just flipping through here. This, by the way, that I'm holding in my hand is the actual working manuscript of a book that will be coming out very soon called Garland at 18. So thank you. It's coming out. Old Hat Press out of Los Angeles is publishing it, and I'm very thrilled about that because that's a very new publisher, just started about a year or so ago, and it started by a friend of mine, Christian Elder, whose father is, and you can Google this, Lonnie Elder III, who is a fantastic black playwright, very well-known, and a screenwriter, Hollywood screenwriter. A ton of stuff we saw on TV shows in the 70s. He used to write and what have you. And so Christian is a son and is a poet and a writer too. He's now publishing other poets, of which I will be the first one after his book. So,
Awesome.
so I'm very Let's see. Really quickly here, what can I do for you guys? Okay, I'm gonna do something else that I don't want to read. Is that cool? Okay. We got a lot of musicians here, so I guess this is for all of you.
Yeah, use it.
The Last Chord. Y'all might actually relate to this. This is kind of about a search, so y'all might relate to this. I'm looking for the last chord, was the last thing he said to me before he vanished into the mist of the steel Great-laden sidewalk. It was Manhattan we were standing in the middle of, Times Square to be exact, where the women's hips sway with the high heel rhythmic click of pavement meeting shoe leather. I'm looking for the last chord, I heard him say again from somewhere distant, a fading echo as the cabs and buses, the street hawkers and the street walkers, and all the sounds of the city closed in, squeezing him out. The last chord, like searching for mythical Atlantis. The proof was improbable, possibly impossible, with only hints of suggestions of hints, and scant clues as scantily clad as a stripper at the Show World Center, stripped bare of proof that she was ever modest. The last chord. Where could he go to find it that he hadn't been before? What rock could he roll? What roll could he rock that he hadn't rocked or rolled before? I racked my brain for any echo, straining my ears to hear the world like him and his saxophone, closed my eyes to see the tone he sought, but of course, it eluded me. The last chord, minor fifth, flatted sixth, the bottom of the ninth, the end of the line. Maybe he'd find it at the end of time and he would blow it like Gabriel in that old story people like to tell. He'd blow it and the world would change in the same blink. He'd disappear from my eye, and certain lies we would never tell again. A light would shine that never shone before, and Mohammedan angels would shed their robes to reveal the crisp lines of an Italian double breast. As a band of brothers, fathers and mothers, sisters and others would step to the stand, giving rhythmic breath to the rhythm of the ages, bouncing ideas back and forth, living as they all can in the process. I would tap my feet to the rhythm of it all as he stepped up to the stand, the last chord in his hand like an offering to the gods. People would part Red Sea style, and he would blow. The last chord, he said, the last chord. I'm looking for the last chord, and I won't stop till I find it. The last chord, he said, the last chord. I'm looking for the last chord.
What a good way to close our show. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everybody who performed. Let's give a round to all of our performers. And let's give a round to everybody who didn't perform. Maybe next time. And yeah, just please keep us in your hearts, keep each other close, and do like our pages on the internet, because you'll find out about other things we have going on. We have other concerts and things. We have classes that are open to the public and whatnot. So there's more than just this, but there is this. So we'll see you September 30th, and you're going to bring your friends.
September 15th, if you are interested, we have an amazing group, Aza, Moroccan music, Tamasik music from Morocco.
The first of our, can I say, we have a world music series.
Yeah, we're going to have a little world music series. So we're hoping to have a Cuban group from the Bay Area and the Latin Jazz Collective. We have a few things coming up.
Yeah, we'll see. So Moroccan music on September 15th. Aza, A-Z-A. Yeah, check them out.
Check them out.
Okay. All right. And don't forget to tell your rich friends about us. We love you!